tonight we are going to do procedure 29-3, which is sculpted light cured gel using a form. So we're not going to actually use a tip or a natural nail free edge. We're going to take a short nail and we're going to make it longer with gel. So we do the same prep. We're always going to go in and push back the cuticle after the client has washed their hands. We're going to go in, we remove the polish if they have any, push back the cuticle, and then we're going to go in with our hand file, 240 grit up to a 180, nothing over a 180, preferably a 240. And then we're just going to go in and lightly remove our shine and then remove the dust. And now we're going to form our nail. So when you have a form, you want to roll it between your fingers, your thumbs, if you can see, just to kind of give it more curve, because it's straight on the form. We want to give it an actual nail shape. Actually, I take that back. Before I do that, I am going to dehydrate and prime because I'm going to base coat first. So some people, you know, might like to form everybody and then get your base on. It's a personal preference, but generally if you prime and then or dehydrate and then prime and put your forms on, your clients might not be likely to like touch their nail, so they should be okay. Because if it's clean, then they might want to, and it might mess the forms up. So, all right. So now we've got it dehydrated and primed, and I'm going to apply the form. So I'm going to re-rock it between my fingers, and I'm going to put it over the tip. I'm going to put it over the back. The back's open, so we want the back to be open. You don't leave those tabs closed. You're going to slide it under the free edge, but as you do, you're going to rock it to where it's right at the tip. So you don't want it pushed up to their hyponychium, but you want it under the free edge. And then you're going to secure it here first. So like that's secure. That's really what you want because you want to be able to adjust your front. So secure it here, look down the barrel to make sure it is accurately straight, and then you're going to pinch the front. This one is an extra long one, so it's got a middle tab. I'm going to pinch it as well. But from the side, you really want the form to be flush to the bottom of the natural nail. No gaps underneath, okay? First and foremost. All right, so we're going to do that real quick, and then I'm going to base. Like I said, you definitely can base first before you put the forms on. Put the forms on and base. The steps are honestly probably up to the person doing it. You just definitely want to make sure that it doesn't get touched, and once it is prepped and ready, that you don't get any dirt or anything on it. All right, so after we've cured our base gel, we're going to actually start building our free edge. So what we're going to do is we're going to build the tip first, so when we cure it, then we can take the form off and have a regular nail. So it doesn't seem as intimidating, and it's, you know, get it out of your way so you don't need it under there. You'll be able to see a lot better. So if you are using clear, you would be able to see the nail much better when you built it in clear if you take the form off. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to. So we're going to actually do a ballerina coffin. I know there's controversy on it. So either way, we're going to do a tapered square with a flat top. However you want to call it. So what you're going to do is start the product on the free edge to connect it to the natural nail. And then build out the tip. Okay, so you just kind of work it back and forth to be able to get the shape of the nail you want. So just pretend like you visually, like you glued on a tip, you cut it and shaped it, and it looks the way you want. Now take the way you want it to look and just make it. But make sure those sides are connected, because that's going to be where it's important. All right, and make sure that there's enough on the nail plate that it's going to connect. Okay, perfect. So we've got our free edge built, and we're going to cure that. All right, so now that we've come out of the light and it's cured, now we can slowly remove our form. So we're going to pull back the sides. And you want to be mindful of the client's hyponychium, even though, of course, this young lady doesn't have one, but we want to pinch the sides and pull straight down to remove the form, okay? So that's going to be what we do first. We're going to remove the form, throw that away, and now we're going to be going back to our one color. So all we do now is do our slip layer over the whole nail and start building it up. So first you just build a free edge, get that out the way, and then now just pretend you have a tip on. So we're going to brush this slip on right up to the cuticle area, over the whole nail, all the way down. Okay, and now we're going to build. So with that wet still, we're going to roll off our bead of gel. We're going to start working it up to that cuticle area and where we already put that other layer. And it's going to settle into itself. So we can rock it back and forth. And then as we get down here, we can put a little more pressure and smooth it out. All right. So I'm going to put one more bead right in the middle and cure, and then I'm going to and then we're going to see what it looks like. All right. So I wanted to put that one right in that dip, and then I'm going to disconnect and let it level slightly, see where it goes, and then if I need to, I can take that up and then bring this down. All right. Okay, perfect. Clean off my brush, cover my gel. Now we're going to cure. Okay, so after you come out of the light curing, you're going to take that inhibition layer off when it gets to the thickness you want, the structure you want. So always take a cotton pad or either a lint-free white. And since this is on a form, I want you to be mindful we have to clean under it, because the sticky layer is under it where it was on that form as well. So, gotta remember that part. Okay, so now we're gonna shape her up, and we said we did a little coffin, a ballerina coffin. So you're going to take the underside, and that's another thing with forms. Sometimes you have the overhang, so you can actually start underneath and come around. So that way you have any of that underhang, because you want it to connect to the side wall. Come straight out from the side wall, and then you're gonna square it up. Same thing over here, sideways, and then bring it over and square it up. So if your file is directly above you like that, you know you're gonna get a good square nail. If you tilt it, it's not gonna be a straight side. I say square, but a square side, straight side. And then in front of you, same thing. You wanna be in front of you where you can see the top of the file. Okay, so we have our nice shape that we like, and then we're gonna go in and contour. You always get your perimeter first, because that's going to give you your frame to blend from the sides. Yep. So we're just going to go, we talked about, we're going to go up and over, bring those sides in. So what normally happens though, while I'm shaping, I'll tell you something. You end up, when you do your perimeter, you end up with these little wall ledges that you don't want. So honestly, all you have to really do is bring your file in to get rid of the little ledge. And 9 times out of 10, when you get your ledges in, you've filed 75% of the nail. And then after you come around your cuticle area to blend that into the natural nail, then all you really have left is just the top surface. So that's pretty simple. It pretty much shapes itself, especially with gel, because you know where you're filing, and it files so soft. All right. So once you get it shaped up the way you like the way it looks, it's pretty, and she doesn't fall off. All right. So now we're gonna buff over. Just to remove any harsh scratches, but you still want to leave it dusty with no shine, but not super smooth either. And this client actually likes this natural pink color, so we're not going to polish her. Since we did do pink sculpted nails, we did a rose pink, she just wants to wear it nude, so we're just going to put a top coat on it. So just to recap, you do the same thing as with the one color method. The only difference is you start building your free edge with the form first, and after you build your free edge, take your form off, and then you go back to doing the same procedure we've already done. And then you'll cure your top coat. All right, so when you come out of the light, your nail will be fully cured and it should be cool after a minute or two. Then you can go in with your cuticle oil and massage it around your client's skin to rehydrate it, and then let them see their finished product, see what they think.